Here is 6 minutes of useless facts about Borderlands 3 you probably didn't know. Let me know how many of these you get in the comment section down below, and let's get right into it. Starting off in Eden 6, if you go to Floodmoor Basin and right in the main room where Wainwright typically is, going down the stairs here, taking a left and then another left, you actually see there is a hole in the floor which the developers must have just made a little oversight on. In various areas of the game, you'll be able to find posters that are placed on the wall. Now, what's interesting about these posters is that they've actually been present in the game all the way back since Borderlands 2. You can even see posters of Roland, Angel's Mark, and also Handsome Jack, as well as stuff like the poster for Jimmy Jenkins, the guns for Borderlands 2, the Firehawk, and more. And while we're over here, on the shelf in the Droughts, you might notice this car. This is a callback to the numerous times this has been done in previous Borderlands games. The MIDI running car gag has been going on for a while, and it's actually not a car at all, but rather a bunch of meshes kit bashed together. In the case of this one here, you can see a skull, a radio for the body, wheels that have been shrunk to make the wheels, and then various parts of industrial machines for the rest of the car. If you go up to a metal bucket in the game, you might notice that there's a little hidden face on it, and this is probably one of the more pathetic facts I know. And while we're here, if you look at some of the number plates in the game, you may see that one of them says Oak. Now, what you might not know about this is that Oak is actually the internal project name for Borderlands 3. A lot of people don't know that Handsome Jack was originally going to return as a villain in Borderlands 3. But what you also probably don't know is that if you go to the behind the scenes content of Borderlands 3 from the main menu, click on World Building, and then scroll down to the Promethea video, you can actually see a preview of what this could have looked like when the player drives around and sees Handsome Jack statues in Promethea. If you go outside of the map in Covenant Pass, you'll be able to reach the area shown off in the intro cutscene of Borderlands 3. Now, what's interesting about this area is that most of it doesn't have collision, although it is fully detailed. And even the vehicles over there have their health bars on them, and you can get in and drive them around. You're also able to go and open any of the chests here, as they aren't just dummy props, they really are normal blueprints. And in the sake of the bar, you can go inside of it, as there is collision in some of it for the most part, and look around at the area where you see our characters introduced. In the early days of Borderlands 3, this image was circulating online. And aside from it spoiling a few of the upcoming characters in Borderlands 3, there was one in the middle that a lot of people didn't actually ever figure out who it was. Well, what you probably didn't know is that this character model was supposed to be Ava. However, due to the design they ended up going with on Ava, this character eventually turned out to be used for Izzy in Wonderlands. During the third DLC, Bounty of Blood, midway through the DLC, you'll unlock a secret teleporter in the starting area of the DLC, which will take you to a secret room with a picture of all of the developers. You'll also see a message on the wall that says "FU COVID," as this was around the time that COVID came and ran a tear through Gearbox, interrupting a lot of the processes they were doing. This affected stuff like this DLC, of course, the new Tales from the Borderlands game, and also Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. While we're on the topic of Bounty of Blood, did you know that the song that's being played in the tavern is actually a song by the creative director of the DLC, Matt Cox? And hey, remember what I told you about the picture of the employees in that secret room? Well, you can also find that picture in another place in this DLC, and it's behind the bar, where you get a much better look at everybody in the shot. If you're ever in need of a way to trigger a kill skill, or even such as the ability on the Schluter artifact, you can destroy your own car and it will count as an enemy that you've killed, which will give you your kill skills. A little more commonly known fact is that the Torg cereal in the game can be meleeed to play a sound, and the Claptrap cereal when meleeed will leave behind Claptrap-sized cereal pieces. And there's a close little look at those Claptrap cereals. I really would not mind to have Claptrap down my throat. Just like in Borderlands 2, the Tina in Borderlands 3 will have her eye twitch just like she did way back in 2012. What you may not know is that depending on the rarity of your weapon in Borderlands 3, the weapon will appear cleaner, and the lower the rarity, the dirtier it will be. If you've ever been going through Sanctuary and heard a random explosion, it's probably because at random points in Sanctuary there are these security cameras, and if you slide next to them, it will blow them up. If you're lucky, there is a chance that when you're at the bridge in Sanctuary 3, Dunk Watson from the pre-sequel will float by the ship. This is of course a callback to the side mission in pre-sequel where he tries to go for a basketball shot and yeah, I guess he ends up at Sanctuary. And one last fact to end off this video, did you know that it's been confirmed that what you're looking at here isn't actually Elpis? A lot of people believed that at the end of Borderlands 3, Lilith protected Elpis by putting her mark around it. However, Randy Pitchford confirmed a while back that this is not Elpis, rather this is what is in the place of Elpis until Lilith brings it back. And I guess we'll have to find out what happens in Borderlands 4. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and consider subbing to the channel, and let me know if there's any things I missed which you'd like to see me cover in another video. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you in the next one.